Kimberly Kroupa from Mechanical Engineering presents Fingerprinting Your Cartilage Just Might Save Your Knees.
500 million people in the world suffer from pain in their joints, or 1 in 5 in this room. The narrative is, I'll deal with the pain until it becomes unbearable, and then I'll get a knee replacement. But the culprit behind this is a disease called osteoarthritis, where the cartilage that cushions your hips, your knees, and even your fingers wears away until your bones are rubbing against each other, leaving you in pain. But cartilage is really an incredible material if you think about it. Imagine dangling from a cliff by just your fingertip. That's the force that your knees feel every day of your life for 80 plus years. And this function is because of the unique structure of cartilage, which is kind of like a mesh or a net, where the ropes are made of long, thin collagen fibers that are cross-linked together. And these cross-links are like knots. When you get arthritis, the very first thing that will happen is that these knots or cross-links begin to untie, and then slowly the mesh falls apart. But importantly, you won't feel any of this pain until years later when your cartilage is far more degraded. And even more importantly, your doctor also won't be able to diagnose you with arthritis until years later when your cartilage is nearly gone. So my research focuses on what if we could diagnose arthritis so much earlier and treat it earlier to avoid all of this. I use a tool called Raman spectroscopy, that's Raman not like the bowl of soup, but like an Indian physicist who discovered it, to look and count collagen crosslinks in cartilage tissue. So here's a little bit about how it works. If you imagine taking a Raman flashlight and shining it on the wall in here, you might see that there are certain peaks that appear in a spectra like you see here. So every single material in the world essentially has different number of peaks or colored peaks that will show up in a snapshot you can get with a computer. So the wall here might have 2 orange peaks, or perhaps if I pick up some of the paint on the wall, that could produce 1 blue peak. The point here is that every material is unique, and because of that, scientists can use Raman to figure out what a material is made of. So in my research, I use cartilage, and I shine a Raman laser onto cartilage tissue. And I've worked backwards to figure out which colors and peaks correspond to crosslinks. So let's say, for example, it's 1 yellow peak like you can see here. If I shine it on the cartilage and the peak is very tall, that means that there's many crosslinks in the tissue and it's likely healthy. However, if the peak is very short, that would mean there's very few crosslinks and you might have early stages of arthritis. So imagine 10 years from now, you're at your routine doctor's appointment. They scan your knee with a laser and are able to diagnose arthritis early and then also treat it early, saving you and a fifth of this room and millions of people worldwide from years of pain, unnecessary joint replacement surgeries. Beyond that, imagine using Raman spectroscopy as a tool to diagnose so many other diseases before you can even feel or see them. Thank you.